Hey everyone, this is Gen Z Learning, and today we'd like to welcome you to the ChatGPT Masterclass, which is a pro ChatGPT playbook for professionals. This is a comprehensive course designed to take you from a beginner to an advanced level ChatGPT user, allowing you to get the most out of this powerful tool. By the end of this course, you'll have the skills and knowledge to maximize your productivity and performance, as well as that of your team, group, and organization. It doesn't matter which industry you work in, whether it's business, finance, accounting, marketing, IT, healthcare, travel, legal, and more, as well as what role you're in. Even if you're a student, this masterclass will teach you how to use ChatGPT to its fullest potential. To give you a few examples, you'll learn how to streamline your workflow, automate repetitive tasks, generate more accurate and useful insights, and communicate more effectively with your clients, customers, and colleagues, just to give you a few examples. Throughout this course, we'll cover everything you need to know about ChatGPT, from the basics to the most advanced features and functionalities. You'll learn how to be a ChatGPT pro, and we'll be providing live demos and useful resources to help you get there as seamlessly, as easily, and as fast as possible. We'll also cover the latest trends and best practices in the field, as well as tips and tricks for getting the most out of this tool in an ethical manner. By the end of this masterclass, you'll have the skills and knowledge you need to revamp the way you work and take your productivity and performance to the next level. So, let's get started. So, before we go deeper into the world of AI and ChatGPT and navigate to the tool itself, I want to give you a brief overview of what exactly ChatGPT is and how it works so that we can ease you into the course. So, ChatGPT is a language model that is developed by a company called OpenAI. And the purpose of ChatGPT is to generate human like responses to text prompts or questions. And we will be going over how to generate the best prompts to get the most out of ChatGPT. It uses deep learning techniques, specifically a neural network architecture called a transformer, to analyze and understand large amounts of text data and then generate new text based on its understanding of that text data. The way ChatGPT works is by taking in a prompt or a piece of text and using that as a starting point to generate a new response. It does this by breaking down the prompt into smaller pieces, known as tokens, and then analyzing the patterns and relationships between those tokens to generate a new piece of text that is highly accurate, relevant, and insightful. Now, how is ChatGPT able to do all this? Well, ChatGPT is trained on a massive data set of text from the internet, including stuff like books, articles, and other sources. And in the course, we'll go over exactly what this data set is and how large it actually is as well. All of this basically allows ChatGPT to understand and generate text in a wide variety of styles and formats, from formal academic writing as well as casual conversation language or even slang. One of the key advantages of ChatGPT is its ability to generate text that is highly fluent and natural sounding, often indistinguishable from text written by a human, meaning that the responses that ChatGPT will generate, you will not be able to tell if it was written by AI or a human. And that is what makes ChatGPT so powerful. This makes it a very powerful tool for a wide range of applications, including chatbots, content creation, and language translation, just to name a few out of literally thousands and hundreds of thousands of applications. To use ChatGPT is very simple, and we'll be giving you a full tutorial in the course as well. You simply input a prompt into the model and you wait for the model to generate a response. The quality of the response will depend on the complexity of the prompt and the size and quality of the data set used to train the model. So in this course, we will be going over how to train the model in the most optimized way and how to ensure that we're giving it the highest quality of prompts, because that is one of the biggest factors that will determine the quality of use or utility that you get out of the tool. And that's just a brief overview of what ChatGPT is and how it works. We'll definitely be going much deeper into this as we get into the course further. But I hope this gives you a little bit of an overview of what exactly ChatGPT is and how it works. So let's spend a little bit of time going over the history of ChatGPT and how exactly we are able to get to this point. Now, ChatGPT was developed by OpenAI, which is an artificial intelligence research laboratory which was founded in 2015 by a group of entrepreneurs and researchers, including people like Elon Musk, Sam Altman, and Greg Brockman. The goal of OpenAI was to develop artificial intelligence that is advanced and that can benefit humanity as a whole. Now, the initial version of ChatGPT was known as ChatGPT-1, and this was developed in 2018. This model was trained on a data set of text from the internet and was able to generate simple text responses based on a given prompt, but it wasn't anything too impressive. By 2019, OpenAI released an updated version of the model known as GPT-2. And this model was significantly larger than its predecessor, with over 1.5 billion parameters of data. And based on that, it was able to generate highly convincing text that was often indistinguishable from text written by a human. What happened was that the release of ChatGPT-2 generated a lot of excitement, but at the same time, concern in the AI community, as many experts feared that this model could be used to generate highly convincing fake news or other types of misinformation. As a result, OpenAI initially limited access to the full version of this model, releasing only a smaller version that was less capable. And that's exactly why you guys must be wondering, why haven't I heard of this earlier? Well, ChatGPT 2, the full version of it was never released to the public because of those concerns. Following that, OpenAI released a new version of this model known as GPT-3. This model is even larger than its predecessor, with over 1.75 billion parameters, making it one of the largest and most powerful language models ever developed. And GPT-3 has been used for a wide range of applications, which we will cover in the next module itself. One of the most notable features of ChatGPT-3 is its ability to perform a wide range of language tasks, from simple text generation to more complex tasks like translation and summarization. To make it simple for you guys, if your prompt is good enough, this tool can basically do anything for you. It's shown to be highly effective at generating natural sounding text, which you will not be able to tell that it's written by an AI. And another great feature of ChatGPT 3 is that it is trained to have a sense of ethics, meaning that if you ask it to do something wrong or something that the model thinks you can use to actually hurt humanity or use it for an unethical use case, it will politely tell you that it cannot do that. So that's one of the reasons why ChatGPT 3 was good enough to be released to the open public. So, guys, that's a brief overview of the history of ChatGPT and how we got to this point, from its early development to its current state as one of the most, if not the most, powerful language models ever created. Now that we've been introduced to ChatGPT and have a bit of an idea of how powerful this tool really is, although we will go much more deeper and further as we get into the bulk of the course, I wanted to take this module as an opportunity to go over some real life use cases of ChatGPT in the industry today. And before I go into it, I just want to exaggerate the fact that these are just a few examples, and the actual full utility and a number of use cases which ChatGPT has across any industry, across any role, and across any use case is actually close to infinite because there's just so much you can do with the tool. One of the most common use cases for ChatGPT is in the development of chatbots and virtual assistants. ChatGPT's ability to generate natural sounding text makes it an ideal tool for creating conversational interfaces that can actually interact with users in a more natural and intuitive way. These chatbots can be used for a wide range of applications, from customer support to lead generation and more. So it has a great use case in the IT industry. Next up, ChatGPT is also being widely utilized in the healthcare industry because the tool is actually being used to develop virtual healthcare assistants that can provide patients with personalized healthcare advice and support. And these virtual assistants can be trained to understand medical terminology and provide patients with accurate and reliable information about their health. ChatGPT has also completely disrupted the marketing industry because a great use case for ChatGPT is content creation. The tool can be used to generate articles, blog posts, social media posts, and any other type of content quickly and easily. This is particularly useful for businesses or marketing agencies that need to generate a large volume of content on a regular basis, as ChatGPT can help automate the content creation process. And when I'm talking about these industries, IT, healthcare, marketing, I'm not just talking about the large corporations. It's also the small businesses, the individual professionals, the students within these spaces who are really leveraging ChatGPT to its fullest utility. Next up, if you go into the business side of things, ChatGPT is used to generate financial reports and to perform financial analysis, to just name a few use cases within that space. Its ability to quickly process large amounts of data and to generate natural sounding text makes it an ideal tool for financial analysts, for business analysts, for consultants, for project managers, and other professionals within the financial and business industry. Within the education space, ChatGPT is being used to develop additional educational content, and to really go ahead and personalize the learning experience for students. ChatGPT can be used to generate quizzes, tests, and other educational materials, and most importantly, it can be trained to adapt to the individual learning styles and needs of each student. And again, guys, these are just a few examples of the different ways ChatGPT is used in the industry right now. As you can see, the applications for this powerful language model are virtually limitless. And because of that, it's an exciting time to be working with this technology.
Hey there, welcome to this module. In this module, we'll compare Google Search and ChatGPT. When it comes to finding information online, there are only a handful of major players in the game. On one side, we have Google Search, a tested search engine that we've all come to know and love. On the other hand, we have ChatGPT, a powerful AI language model that has been making waves in the tech world. So which one should you use? Let's take a closer look at some of the factors that are important to users that are using the search engine. First, we have speed of answer. When we're looking for information online, we want it to be fast. Google Search is known for its lightning speed results, and for good reasons. The search engine has been optimized over many years to provide the most relevant results as quickly as possible. However, ChatGPT is not far behind. Thanks to its advanced machine learning algorithms, it can quickly analyze your query and provide you with accurate results in record time. Next is accuracy. When we're looking for information, we want to make sure that the information that we're getting is accurate and trustworthy. Google Search is great with this in terms of giving high quality results, and this is all due to its sophisticated algorithms that consistently are being refined to ensure that the information that is being provided to the users is up to date and accurate. ChatGPT, on the other hand, has the advantage of being an AI language model, meaning that it can understand the natural language in a way that traditional searches cannot. This will make it super easy to look for information using ChatGPT, even if your queries are complex or are differently phrased compared to the general searches for that item. Then we have personalization. When we're searching for information, we want the information to be tailored to our specific needs and interests. Google has a wealth of data on our search histories and online behaviors, which is used to personalize the results. ChatGPT, on the other hand, has the ability to provide more personalized and relevant responses to your queries depending on what prompts you give it. Finally, we have potential uses. This is where ChatGPT outshines Google and changes the game completely. Google is a search engine that allows users to find information on the internet. It is one of the most popular search engines in the world with billions of searches conducted every day. Google can be used to find information on almost any topics, from news and current events to research papers, academic articles. It can also be used to find directions, search for products, and find travel or book recommendations. On the other hand, ChatGPT is a language model that uses deep learning to generate human-like text based on the input it receives. It can be used for a variety of different applications. As you go through this course, you'll see the potential application of ChatGPT and how it can be used to save you a lot of time and a lot of money. ChatGPT can be used for searching for answers that you're not sure of, but that's not only it. It can be used for creating content, writing emails, summarizing reports, analyzing data, and the list goes on and on. So which one should you use? The answer depends on your individual needs and preferences. If you're looking for fast search results and the reassurance of Google's trusted algorithm, then Google might be the right answer. However, if you're looking for a more advanced and personalized search experience, then ChatGPT is the clear choice here. In conclusion, the battle between Google Search and ChatGPT is a close one, with both offering unique advantages to the users. While both platforms have their strengths, ChatGPT is a cutting-edge AI model that is capable of doing a lot more than just answering questions. So do enjoy the rest of the modules and see the application of ChatGPT, which will save you a lot of time and a lot of money.
Hi everyone, welcome to this module. And before we dive deep into the world of ChatGPT and dive deep into the world of AI and discover all the amazing things that this tool can do, let's first start by going over some of the logistical aspects. And let's first start by talking about how can we access the tool in the first place. So it's very simple, guys. Because ChatGPT is created by OpenAI, we'll have to go to the OpenAI website to go ahead and access the tool. So right now I've navigated to openai.com /blog/ChatGPT. For you guys who might not be sure how to navigate here, don't worry, I have included a link to this very page in the resources section of the module. And for those of you guys who might want to do it yourselves, all I did was I went to Google, I searched ChatGPT, and I clicked on the first link that appeared, which is the openai.com link. So guys, once you're here, very simple. All you have to do is click this purple or pink box, depending on how you see it, that says try ChatGPT. And once I go ahead and click, you'll see that because I've made an account already, I'm going to be able to actually go ahead and access the tool. Now, for those of you guys who have not made an account and this is your first time, no problem. You'll either see one of two messages. The first message you might see is this message that says, welcome to ChatGPT, log in with your OpenAI account to continue. So you'll have the option to log in, or you can simply sign up with your email and a password, just like you're signing up to any other account. Right, so once you see this, you want to go ahead and click sign up, and you want to go ahead and sign up to your account so that you can access this page. The other message you can likely get is this message that says ChatGPT is at capacity right now. Get notified when we're back. The reason for this, guys, is ChatGPT is such a popular tool and has so many users worldwide in such a small space of time that many times it is at capacity when you're trying to access it for the first time. So if you have this message, what you can do is you can try refreshing the link a few times. Hopefully it'll let you in, or you can just press this button to get notified when ChatGPT is back. So within a few minutes, um, or maybe half an hour when ChatGPT is able to accommodate your capacity, you'll get a notification and then you can go ahead and log in. Once you log in, I generally don't have too many problems of ChatGPT being at capacity. But for your first time, if you encounter this, again, either refresh or just press this to click this link to get notified so that once ChatGPT is able to accommodate you, they'll send you a message and then you can go ahead and access the tool. So that's it, guys. It's that easy. We're just going to navigate to openai.com. We're going to press try ChatGPT. If you already have an account, you'll see this page. If you're yet to create an account, you can go ahead and simply sign up. If there is capacity, you'll be able to access ChatGPT right away. If not, you'll have to wait a few minutes. But after that, you should be able to get onto the tool. And once you're onto the tool, then you'll be ready for all the other modules which are coming up in the remainder of the course. Perfect, guys. So now that we're on the ChatGPT tool, let's actually talk about how to use the tool, right? So to start off, let's go over some of the features and functionalities of ChatGPT's interface so we can actually go ahead and learn how to navigate the tool and also how to use the tool. One thing that I absolutely love about ChatGPT is that it keeps it very, very simple for a very advanced, right? And, highly, highly sophisticated tool. It's so easy to use. The UI is very simple. There's not a lot you need to learn, and it'll take you literally minutes after I've explained everything to you to get the hang of it. So this is not something that is going to be rocket science, and this is not something that's going to take us hours and hours to master. Let's go over the key features that you need to know before you can go ahead and start using ChatGPT. So the first feature I want to talk about is actually this input field right here that you see near the bottom of my screen. Because what this input field does is it actually gives you the space to actually go ahead and type in your question or prompt to ChatGPT. So it's very simple. All you have to do is you just have to click on the field and type a prompt, and ChatGPT will give you a response. So for example, let's say that I've just woken up, right? So I can say, uh, give me 10, 10 outfit ideas for -10 weather, which unfortunately, that's the weather where I live currently. So there you go. ChatGPT will go ahead and give me 10 outfit ideas. You can see that it's generating the ideas as we speak. And again, we'll go over this in the future modules, but the more specific I make the prompt, the better quality responses I will get that are applicable to me. So you can see it's very simple. That's how it works. So this will always be the input field where you can go ahead and input your question or prompt. And so this is probably the first thing you need to know. The second thing you need to know is the conversation history. Now, if you go on, if you look at the left sidebar that ChatGPT has, you'll see this conversation history, and these are basically all the conversations that I've had with ChatGPT so far. And if I click show more, it's just going to keep going down and down and down. These are very, very important to keep because if you're actually asking ChatGPT a similar question that you were asking it before, if you go back to the conversation and continue typing there, you'll see that ChatGPT will remember everything you talked about previously and use that as context when generating further responses. So, for example, I've asked ChatGPT about 10 outfit ideas for -10 weather. If I want to ask it about something else, I'll just go to new chat and generate a new chat. But let's say that next week I need some more outfit ideas, right? I can come back to this chat and I can say, give me 10 more new outfit ideas, right? So then it will remember that, okay, last week it's given me these 10 ideas. And then when I ask for new outfit ideas, it cannot give me anything that it's given me before. So that's why having a chat history and going back to your chat history is very important when using ChatGPT. And you can find that on the left sidebar menu. And on the left side bar menu, you can also find additional features of ChatGPT. So first of all, you have this option to clear conversations. So, if you want to start from fresh and you want to clear all the conversations that you've had so far, you can do that here. If you just feel like it's getting too much, there's too many conversations for you to navigate to, you can also delete specific conversations just by clicking on them and clicking on the trash icon here. So again, you can clear all the conversations or you can clear them one by one. Also, there's a very fun feature of light mode or dark mode. I personally prefer using dark mode. It's much more easier on my eyes, but you guys can use light mode as well. One more thing, guys, it also provides you a link to the OpenAI Discord, which I personally don't use, but if you want to be more involved in the OpenAI community, you can absolutely use the Discord as well. And if you want to learn of new updates and frequently asked questions that you need help with, you can also you can also browse this OpenAI page for FAQs and articles. Or you can just send me a question in the chat or messages or Q&A of this course, and I can help you with that as well. Again, if you want to log out, very simple, you can go ahead and log out. This ChatGPT has actually released a new feature where you can actually upgrade to a paid plan, which is ChatGPT Plus. It's not that expensive, $20 a month, but basically it gives you a few more features than the regular plan. Um, Number one, it gives you availability and access to ChatGPT even when demand is high. So for example, in the previous module, I told you that if ChatGPT is at capacity, you might have to wait to use it, just because so many people across the world are leveraging it. With ChatGPT Plus, you can use it anytime, even when the demand is high. You get a faster response speed, and you get priority access to new features. Now, personally, guys, I would recommend trying the free plan before upgrading to ChatGPT Plus. I've been using ChatGPT since the first day it was out, and I still have the free plan, and it works fine for me. I've had no real problems or no real desire to upgrade to Plus as of yet. So I'm using the free plan as well, and I feel that you guys should start by using the free plan as well. So again, another thing I want to go over, guys, is the chat box window. So if this is the input field, this is the chat box window. So basically, I will ask ChatGPT questions or prompts here. Because it's a language model, it will give me its outputs here. So for example, we can ask ChatGPT another question. So for example, let me ask ChatGPT. I am teaching my students about ChatGPT, and we are live on video now. Is there anything important I should mention about ChatGPT? There you go. I'm going to ask it something and ChatGPT is going to respond. Certainly, here's a few things you may want to mention to your students about ChatGPT, and it's going to generate some responses for me. So that's exactly how it works, guys. You input here, you give prompts or questions, which we're going to go over, and ChatGPT will use this section of the screen to give you outputs. I'm going to press stop generating. When I press stop generating, ChatGPT will stop generating more options because either I've had enough or I'm not too interested in what it has to say right now, so I can press stop generating. I can also give OpenAI feedback about the quality of the response. So I can either mark it as good or mark it as bad. This is very important because, ChatGPT is a constantly evolving model. So the more feedback you give it, the more better it will get for you in the future. And that's it, guys. You have your icons here. So this will be my icon. This will be ChatGPT's icon. And that's it, guys. That's all it is. It's a very, very simple interface to use. They made it very simple so that anyone can start using it right away. And hopefully in this module, I've given you a bit of a tour of the different functionalities and how to use the ChatGPT interface. And in the next modules, we'll definitely go deeper to really see how we can get the most out of this amazing, amazing tool. So stay tuned. Welcome back, everybody. And in this module, I'm going to teach you probably one of the most important concepts that you need to learn while using ChatGPT. And that concept is about how to use your questions and how to use your prompts to get the best out of ChatGPT. Because, guys, ChatGPT is a language model. So the only way to communicate with it is by giving it a question for it to answer or giving it a prompt for it to actually go ahead and respond to. So if you really want to get the best out of this tool and you want to get the best out of ChatGPT and you want it to give you high quality responses, you need to know how to ask it high quality prompts and high quality questions for it to respond to. Because guys, ChatGPT knows everything, right? As we talked about, it has billions and billions of parameters of data which it's based on, right? So it does know a lot of information, but you need to ask it the right questions and give it the right prompts so it knows what to do. Right? If ChatGPT is not giving you the responses you want, it's probably not because it doesn't have the information. It's probably because you could have made the prompt or question you asked it a little bit better. So in this module, I'm going to teach you how to write amazing prompts and questions for ChatGPT to give it to ensure that it's giving you the responses that you want. Let's start it with an example. Let's say that I want to write a letter to my friend, right? So I can um, tell ChatGPT a prompt, write a letter to my friend. And ChatGPT will write a letter to my friend, right? It's not bad. Let's wait for it to go ahead and give me the entire response. So it's saying, I hope it finds you well. Since we last spoke, I wanted to take a moment to catch up with you. What have you been doing lately? My life has been pretty busy. You see that it's not giving me the entire response because it's telling me to insert stuff here and there. I can definitely improve the quality of this letter just by giving ChatGPT um, higher quality prompts. So let's do this. First, let's be specific, right? Write a 500-word letter to my friend who is a firefighter, lives in, let's say, Australia, and who I, yeah, so let's be specific. So I want ChatGPT to write a 500-word letter for my Australian friend who I have not seen in 10 years. Right, so you can see that instead of writing a letter to my friend, I'm more specific that I want you to write a 500-word letter um, that is, let's say, that is friendly in tone for my Australian friend, for my Australian male friend who I have not seen in 10 years. And let's see what ChatGPT writes now. So actually, I can quickly just stop generating and I want to be more specific for my Australian male friend named Tom, who I haven't seen in 10 years. There you go. So now I'm specific, right? I've told ChatGPT how long I want the letter to be. I told ChatGPT the tone of the letter. I told ChatGPT who it's for. I told them their gender. I told them their name. And given the fact that I have not seen this friend in 10 years. And you can see the quality of the response that ChatGPT gave me from this normal letter going to this amazing letter that it's writing is much higher because we were much, much more specific. right? So I'm gonna go ahead and let ChatGPT finish writing here. I think because I mentioned 500 words, it's going to be exactly 500 words long. Um, and it's going to finish off here. So you can see that just by being a little bit more specific, um, I can actually go ahead and generate a much better response from ChatGPT. So when writing prompts, that's the first thing I want you guys to remember. The more specific your question or prompt is, the better chance you have of getting a useful response. So we want to avoid vague or open-ended prompts that could lead to irrelevant or off-topic responses. The more specific we keep it, and the more information we give ChatGPT, the better response ChatGPT will give us. The second thing I want to mention is to keep it concise and to keep it simple. You can see that I'm telling the prompts that I'm giving ChatGPT are as simple as possible. Write a 500-word letter that is friendly in tone for my Australian friend named Tom, who I haven't seen in 10 years. I'm not using complex sentences or technical jargon or unfamiliar terms that could actually confuse the model. So obviously the model can give you so many complex responses, but it's important that our inputs are as simple and concise as possible. So when you're giving prompts, make sure they're easy to understand for the model so that the model can actually give you the appropriate response. And at the same time, we want to avoid grammar mistakes or slang language as well. So when we're giving prompts, we want to use proper professional English language. And so we don't want to use like any slang or any terms that the model might not understand. And we want to make sure that we don't have any spelling or grammar mistakes that could confuse the model as well. So that's another thing we want to keep in mind, right? Um, Another thing we can do, guys, is not only to be specific, but we can also provide context to the model. So we can actually give ChatGPT some context around my question or around my prompt to help it understand what we're looking for. Um, so for example, we can provide the model with some background information to understand the context of the question. So let's go ahead and do that, right? So write a 500-word letter that in friendly tone from my Australian male friend named Tom, who I have not seen in 10 years, right? Let's write this. To give you some context, uh, Tom has just got divorced, so I do not want to mention my recent marriage, but I do want to update him on my job promotion and the fact that I got a new car because Tom is a car enthusiast. Right there you go, guys. So not only have I made sure that my prompt is specific, I've also given some context. So for example, to give you some context, like I've told ChatGPT, listen, Tom just got divorced, so I don't want to mention my marriage, but tell him about my job promotion and the fact that I got a new car, because Tom is a car enthusiast, right? I can also give some context. Make sure that the letter is written in simple language, as Tom is not the most fluent reader. There you go. And you can see that given my context in mind, ChatGPT will actually go ahead and rewrite the letter to make sure that it incorporates uh, my context. There you go. So as we can see that the more specific we make our prompt and the more context we add, and the more information we give the model, the better responses the model is able to give us. And you'll see that ChatGPT will go ahead and generate an amazing model, or sorry, an amazing letter for Tom. So exactly what I wanted to include, because I've given the model a lot of information, basically everything it needs. Now, the last thing I want to show you guys is that we can actually use external information to go ahead and augment the model. So let's say that I'm writing an email to Tom Cruise, who is, let's say my friend Tom, for some reason, is the amazing actor Tom Cruise. So what I can actually do, I can actually tell ChatGPT, write a 500-word letter to my friend Tom, and I can actually use external data to back up the model's education. So I can tell the model, here is some more information about my friend Tom. And what I can do is I can actually just copy paste Tom Cruise's Wikipedia page. And based on what ChatGPT now knows about Tom Cruise, it will actually incorporate that into the response and the output that it gives me. Um, and based on that, the quality of my letter will just increase by like tenfold. And this is just a very simple example. Throughout the course, I'll give you more examples of how we can do this that are specific to us and our occupations and our use cases. Um, but very simply, you can see, like, for example, the model is mentioning your performance has always been impressive. It's amazing to see how you become one of the highest grossing box office stars of all time. So you can see that ChatGPT has learned from the information I gave it and has actually enhanced the letter. Perfect, guys. So this is how we want to use ChatGPT's prompts and questions to get the most out of the model. And to summarize what we've learned in this module, we want to be specific. We want to give ChatGPT lots of context. We want to use external data sources if we can or if we need to further augment the model's understanding. And we want to write it in simple language and avoid grammar or spelling mistakes to make sure that the model, number one, understands what we want, and number two, has all the information it needs to give us the exact response that we're looking for. Now, just to augment the learning that we received in the previous module where we went over generating better quality prompts and better quality questions to get better quality responses from ChatGPT, I want to augment that module and spend just a little bit of time talking about how ChatGPT's responses work. Now, I don't want to get too technical because I do respect that not everyone taking this course will be from a technical background. But I want to go over in a very simple way how ChatGPT is actually able to give us all these responses based on our input, just so we all have the understanding and the correct understanding of how ChatGPT works before moving deeper and deeper into this course. So basically, what you see here is the fact that ChatGPT is actually trained on 175 billion parameters. So ChatGPT is actually a type of language model which is called a transformer, which is a type of neural network that has been trained on a large corpus of text data. How large? 175 billion parameters large. So the goal of this model and how it works is that the model actually wants to predict the next word in a sentence given the previous words. So to generate its responses, the model will process the input text and uses the patterns it has learned from the training data to predict the next word. And this process is repeated until the model generates enough words to form a coherent response. So when we're actually giving ChatGPT prompts, right, how the AI works is that it's actually just using our input, referencing its billions and billions of parameters of text data that it's been trained on and just trying to generate the next word in the sentence. And it's doing this over and over and over again until it's able to give us the response we want based on the input that we entered. That's literally, in simple terms, how this model works. So the training data that was used to train ChatGPT is a large corpus of text from a variety of sources, including books, websites, and other pages, and other texts. So during the training process, the model was actually exposed to many examples of text, and it was going to learn to recognize the patterns and relationships between words. So the reason it's actually able to form such coherent sentences, right? Like the letter that we wrote, you would never know if a human wrote it or an AI wrote it. It's basically because the model has learned to recognize the patterns and relationships between words to form realistic text, right? Because of that, it allows the model to generate text that is coherent and consistent with the input that it's given. So one key feature of the transformer architecture used in ChatGPT is the attention mechanism, which basically allows a model to focus on specific parts of the input text when making predictions. This helps the model to capture the context of the conversation and generate responses that are relevant to the prompt. Right, guys? So basically, when we give the prompt, the model, the attention mechanism will allow the model to pick out the important parts of the prompt so it can generate text and output that is relevant to the prompt that we've given it. And that's why it's really important to give the model specific prompts and give it context so it can pick out these specific things to give us better quality responses. Um, to give you guys an example, when we were writing the letter, the attention mechanism allowed ChatGPT to pick out the fact that number one, we're writing a letter, it's to our friend Tom. Our friend Tom, we haven't seen our friend Tom in 10 years. Our friend Tom has gone through a divorce. Unfortunately, he's a car enthusiast. So it's picking out these keywords so it can use these in the output that it actually gives us. It's also worth noting that while ChatGPT is trained on a large corpus of text data, the quality of its responses will still depend on the quality of the training data and the specific prompt it is given, right? And this is why I wanted to have this module just to show you guys how ChatGPT works, but also re-emphasize the importance of giving high quality prompts to ChatGPT. Because if the prompt is well defined and provides enough context, ChatGPT will generate high quality responses because it has all the data. It has all the text that it's been trained on. It just needs to pick it out based on the prompts and questions that it's been given, right? Because if we don't write, if we don't give the right prompts and ask the right questions or provide the right context, it will not be able to link it back to the data or the text that it's been trained on, right? So if the prompt is vague or very ambiguous, the model will probably struggle to generate a relevant response to what we want. Awesome, guys. So I hope this provides you with a bit of context, right? And a bit of better understanding of how ChatGPT's responses are actually generated. And I hope this small module just reemphasizes the importance of giving high quality prompts and high quality questions. So hopefully this was simple enough to understand. If you guys weren't able to understand or grasp how ChatGPT works, the important takeaway I want for you guys is that as long as we're giving well-defined and enough context in our prompts and questions versus giving vague or ambiguous prompts, we will get better responses out of ChatGPT. And if you guys still have any more questions, feel free to shoot me a message or drop a question in the Q&A, and I'll be happy to answer them.